correction, Member Robinson. We took break from Parliament, but not from our day-to-day work, which starts as early as the morning and closes as late as the morning. But we are happy to see each other once again in this chamber. At this time, can we have confirmation of the minutes of the meeting held on May 29, 2024 and July 9, 2024? I take it that we have already read and perused both. So,
both minutes.
Here for the confirmation of the minutes. Moved by Member Robinson, seconded by Member Williams. Are there any matters arising? If there is none, we proceed to the review of proposed constituency projects. So we start with physical infrastructure. Sorry. Member of Parliament, Mrs. Juliet Holness, St. Andrew East Rural. Name of project, St. Andrew East Rural Marl Road Concrete Paving Program 2024-2025. Budget $1,650,000. $650, sorry, $1,650,000. Implementing agency, KSAMC. Dr. Peter Phillips, St. Andrew East Central, physical infrastructure, name of project St. Andrew East Central Community Beautification and Temporary Employment Project 2024-2025, budget $3.310125, implementing agency KSAMC. Member of Parliament, Mr. Heroy Clark, St. James Central, name of project, St. James Central Rehabilitation of the Farm Heights Bridge, 2024-2025, budget $1.654, $718.10, implementing agency, NWA. Member of Parliament, Mr. Hero Clark, St. James Central Road Rehab, Resurfacing and Rehabilitation, Capital Heights, 2024-2025, budget $3.592750, implementing agency, St. James Municipal Corporation. Member of Parliament, Mr. Donovan Williams, Kingston Central Sidewalk and Drain Cover Construction, 2024-2025, budget $2.45832, KSAMC. Mr. Julian Robinson, St. Andrew Southeastern. St. Andrew Southeastern Employment Generation 2024-2025. Budget $3.5 million, KSAMC. Member of Parliament, Dr. Angela Brown Burke, St. Andrews Southwestern, St. Andrews Southwestern Caribbean Palms Multipurpose Court Project 2024-2025, budget $2.500312, KSAMC. No, there is no 50 cents. Oh, the correct figure is $2.500312.50. Member of Parliament, Honorable Floyd Green, St. Elizabeth Southwestern, St. Elizabeth Southwestern patching of section of road of the Stonefield Road, 2024-2025, $1 million, St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. Member of Parliament, Dr. Angela Brown Burke, St. Andrews Southwestern, name of project, St. Andrews Southwestern Employment Generation, 2024-2025, $3.5 million, KSAMC. Member of Parliament, Mr. Fitzjackson, St. Catherine Southern Employment Generation 2024-2025, $3.5 million, Portmore MC. Mr. Dwight Sibbles, Clarendon Northern Employment Generation 2024-2025, $3.250 million, NWA. Member of Parliament, Mr. Lester Henry, Clarendon Central Employment Generation 2024-2025, $1.500 008.06, Clarendon MC. Mr. Delroy Slowly, St. Elizabeth Northeastern Employment Generation 24-25, $2.750382.00, St. Elizabeth MC. Mr. Delroy Slowly, St. Elizabeth Northeastern, rehabilitation of section of the top burn ground northeastern St. Elizabeth, 2024-2025, $999,800, St. Elizabeth MC. Mist over Hamilton, Trelawney Northern, Gravel Hill, Doansville Community Road, rehabilitation 2024-2025, $3.974250.00, Trelawney Municipal Corporation. That's it for infrastructure. Now we move to education. Honorable Marlene Mullow, Fort KC, St. James West Central, Name of project, St. James West Central Education Assistant 2024-2025. Budget $5 million, SDC. Member of Parliament, Honorable J.C. Hutchinson, St. Elizabeth Northwestern. St. Elizabeth Northwestern Additional Education 24-25, $3.5 million, St. Elizabeth MC. Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, St. Andrew West Central, St. Andrew West Central Education Fund Additional 24-25, $2 million, STC. Mr. Philip Paulwell, Kingston East and Port Royal, Kingston East and Port Royal Additional Education Assistance 24-25, $1.5 million, SDC. I'll read again. Mr. Philip Paulwell, Kingston East and Port Royal, Kingston Eastern and Port Royal Additional Educational Assistant 24-25, $1.5 million, SDC. Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey, St. Catherine North Central, St. Catherine North Central Educational Development, 2024-2025, additional $1.5 million, Social Development Commission. Honorable Orlando Terrelong, St. Catherine East Central, St. Catherine East Central Additional Educational Support, 24-25, $1.5 million, SDC. Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., Clarendon Southeastern Educational Assistance Fund, 24-25, $6 million, Clarendon MC. Honorable Robert Morgan, Clarendon North Central Education Assistance Fund, additional 24-25, $4 million, Clarendon MC. Mr. Robert Chin, Manchester Southern, additional Manchester Southern Educational Program, 24-25, $1 million, Manchester MC. Honorable Xavier Main, St. Anne Southwestern Additional Education Program, 24-25, $1.5 million, SDC. That's a completion of education. We move to sports. Mr. Hero Clark, St. James Central Sports Development Program, 24-25, $1.5 million, SDC. Mr. Mark Golden, St. Andrew Southern Sports Development, 24-25, $2 million, SDC. Dr. Angela Brown Burke, St. Andrew Southwestern Sport Program, 24-25, $1 million, SDC. Dr. Honorable Christopher Tufton, St. Catherine West Central. St. Catherine West Central Sports Program 24-25, $2 million SDC. Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey, St. Catherine North Central Sport Program 24-25, $2 million SDC. Honorable Colonel Charles Jr., Clarendon Southeastern Sports Program 24-25, $1 million SDC. Mr. Robert Chin, Manchester Southern Sports Development 24-25, $1 million Manchester MC. Honorable Xavier Mean, St. Anne Southwestern Sports 24-25, $2 million SDC. Honorable Marlene Malahou, Fort KC, St. James West Central Sports Assistant, $1 million SDC. That's it for sports. We now go to administrative assistance. Administrative assistance. Honorable Marlene Malahou, Fort KC, St. James West Central CDF Administrative Assistant, 24-25, $1.5 million SDC. That's it for administrative assistance. We now move to disaster mitigation. Honorable Juliet Holness, St. Andrew East Rural Disaster Mitigation Program 24-25, $1,125, Kingston and St. Andrew MC. Juliet Holness. Mr. Robert Chin, Manchester Southern Water Distribution Project 24-25, $1.5 million, Manchester Municipal Corporation. And that's it for disaster mitigation. We are now at social housing. Mr. Mark Golden, St. Andrew Southern Social Housing Project Additional 24-25, $1.750 million SDC. Mr. Dave Brown, Hanover Eastern Housing, $1.5 million, Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Mr. Heroy Clark, St. James Central Social Housing, additional 24-25, $1 million SDC. Honorable Marlene Malahou, Fort KC, St. James West Central Social Housing, additional 24-25, $1.5 million SDC. Dr. Michelle Charles, St. Thomas Eastern, Additional Social Housing Program, 24-25, $2 million SDC. That's the final on social housing. Yeah, I did. We are at welfare. Mr. Robert Chin, Manchester Southern Manchester Additional Emergency Welfare, 24-25, $1 million, Manchester MC. Honorable Marlene Malahou, Fort KC, St. James West Central Welfare and Emergency Project, additional 24-25, $2 million SDC. That's it for welfare. Only two I have here. Economic enablement. They take that after. Economic Enablement. Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, St. Andrews Southwestern. St. Andrews Southwestern Economic Enablement 24-25, $1 million SDC. Miss Kerencia Morrison, St. Catherine Northeastern, St. Catherine Northeastern Agricultural Development 24-25, $1.249950.00, implementing agency RADA. Mr. Lester Henry, Clarendon Central. Clarendon Central Agricultural Support 24-25, $2.3 million RADA.
Project document for me, please.
Clarendon Central Agricultural Support. Please note that I have received the proposal submitted with regard to the above caption and have no objection to same. Honorable Robert Morgan, Clarendon North Central. Clarendon North Central Boiler Support 24-25, $1.5 million RADA. Mr. Robert Chin, Manchester Southern. Southern Manchester Economic Enablement Program, $1 million SDC. Mr. Dave Brown, Hanover Eastern. Hanover Eastern Micro Business Development 24-25, $1.5 million Social Development Commission. Dr. Michelle Charles, St. Thomas Eastern. St. Thomas Eastern Additional Economic Enablement 24-25, $1 million SDC. This is the end of economic enablement. We will now look at those that falls under reallocation. Project withdrawal. Manchester Northwestern. A member of Parliament for the above-named constituency, Mr. Michael Phillips, is requesting withdrawal of the Maidstone of Fusa August Emancipation Fair 2024 project, which was previously approved in the amount of $2,500,000. This request is being made because the event was cancelled due to the passing of Hurricane Beryl. Your consideration of this matter would be greatly appreciated. Yours truly.
Team members, that project was withdrawn to facilitate a new project. So while you sign on the reallocation letter, please remember to sign on the new project document.
Thanks. So the new project standing in the way of the old one, members. The new project that stands in the way of the old one, name of project Manchester Northwestern Educational Development Addition, 2024-2025, 3.726,156.00, Manchester Municipal Corporation. reallocation of funds from St. Andrew North Eastern Sports Development 24-25. Member of Parliament for the caption Constituency, Honorable Delroy Chuck, is seeking the approval of the committee to reallocate $1 million from the previous approved St. Andrew North Eastern Sports Development 24-25 project. Copy approved sheet attached. He is desirous of using the reallocation funds to partially finance the St. Andrew North Eastern Additional Housing 24-25 sub 2, which is attached. The new project, which stands in the way of this, the older one, Honorable Delroy Chuck, St. Andrew North Eastern, St. Andrew North Eastern Additional Housing 24-25, $1 million SDC. Reallocation of funds from St. Andrew North Eastern Sports Development. Member of Parliament for the caption Constituency, Honorable Delroy Chuck, is seeking the approval of the committee to reallocate $1 million from the previous approved St. Andrew North Eastern Sports Development.
Was it 1 million or 1.5 for the housing? Can we see it, please? It's listed as 1.5 here. Can you just send it back? No, let us look at it, please. Because it says partially balanced. From the previously approved back. But no, it's listed incorrectly here. It's listed incorrectly here. What is that one?
That one is also Mrs. Education. So one is taking the money from to do housing, and this one is taking money from to do education.
How much is that?
This one is Angela.
No, look on this. Put it. No, I'm just looking if it's listed correctly here. Okay, yeah, just this one was listed. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'll read again. Reallocation of funds from St. Andrew North Eastern Sports Development 24-25. Member of Parliament for the caption Constituency, Honorable Delroy Chuck, is seeking the approval of the committee to reallocate $1 million from the previously approved St. Andrew North Eastern Sports Development 24-25 project. Copy approval sheet attached. He is desirous of using the reallocated funds to partially finance the St. Andrew North Eastern Educational Development 24-25, which is attached. The new project, Honorable Delroy Chuck, St. Andrew North Eastern Educational Development Program 24-25, $1 million SDC. Reallocation of funds, St. Andrew North Central Patching and General Maintenance Project. Member of Parliament for the caption Constituency, Mr. Carl Samuda, is seeking the approval of the committee to reallocate $2.746 million from the previous approved St. Andrew North Central Road Patching and General Maintenance Project 2020-2021 project. Copy approved sheet attached. He is desirous of using the reallocated funds to partially finance the St. Andrew North Central Educational Program, additional 24-25, which is attached. The new project standing in the way, St. Andrew North Central Educational Additional Program, 24-25, $3 million SDC. Reallocation of funds from St. Thomas Western Sports Development 2024-2025. Member of Parliament for the caption Constituency. Because Kalsamuda is not St. Thomas. Check that, please. Is it the constituency or? Reallocation of funds, Clarendon North Central. Member of Parliament, Honorable Robert Morgan, has requested the withdrawal of the Clarendon North Central Sports Program 24-25 project budget for $1,500,000, which was approved on Wednesday, May 29, 24, and assigned to the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. MP Morgan is desirous of allocating these funds to the aid in financing the attached Clarendon North Central Employment Generation 2024 project. Enclosed for the committee's perusal, letter from MP Robert Morgan requesting for the withdrawal of previously approved project, copy of previous approval, Clarendon North Central Employment Generation 2024-2025 project submission. Your favorable consideration would be appreciated. The new project standing in the way, Honorable Robert Morgan, Clarendon North Central Employment Generation Program 2024-2025, $2.75 million NWA. Reallocation of funds, Hanover Eastern. Mr. Dave Brown, Member of Parliament for the caption Constituency, is seeking the approval of the CDFPC to reallocate $2,500,000 earmarked to assist tertiary level students in a previously approved Hanover Eastern Educational Assistant 2024-2025 project. Mr. Brown has expressed that the Ministry of Education $3 million tertiary student allocation approved adequate for this purpose. Hence the reason for this request. He would therefore like to assign the $2.5 million to assist students at the primary and secondary level. I have attached copies of the request letter and the previous approved project for the committee perusal and look forward for your favorable consideration. Yes, madam.
So, Chairman, that is a unique reallocation. So within the original project document, he had assigned a certain amount of funds to tertiary students. However, based on the Ministry of Education's announcement, he used that amount to fund his tertiary students, and he would now like to reallocate those amounts to primary education. So you won't see a new project document. That was in the original document. So all that needs to be signed is the letter on file.
I just have a question. If basic school, I had a specific request for furniture from a basic school, and the SDC said I was trying to do it under education, but they said I couldn't use that heading, and I wanted some clarification on that. It wasn't a big request. It was to buy some chairs and tables. But this is something that we get, I'm sure other MPs are in a similar position, where you get basic schools asking for furniture at the beginning of a new school year. Where would that be addressed in our, general situation?
Thank you for that, Mr. Robinson. That would have to be a separate project. Why? When you look at the development of your education project, you would normally have books, stationery, uniform, things of educational development purposes. What you find is that if you start to do infrastructure from your education project, it takes on an infrastructure approach and capital expenditure. And we know that under the CDF only educational project, we can buy capital assets or equipment under education. So I would say you tailor a project for your schools that need equipment or furniture. It would fall under infrastructure
Let me
or
ask
human and social.
Let me ask a question, Madam. Basic school, it has to be government-owned or...
No, education is education, sir.
So it does matter?
No, it doesn't.
Because I was told that some time ago that if it is a private basic school, then funding cannot be used from CDF for that. So I just want clarity here.
No, there's nothing in the operational procedure that
Okay.
borrows from supporting private institutions.
You want to use?
I'm not hearing you, Member Terrell. You're in support of my argument or you're...
I'm in support of your argument. I was just indicating that whilst we understand that basic schools are private businesses, they do serve a critical role in educating our young kings and queens across the constituents. So, and as you are aware, we are a government that believes in education. We are a government that has made great improvements to the Heart Academy and how they train young kings and queens. You know, I mean, I remember the days when you hear about Heart, and Heart was about teaching persons to fold, let's say to fold a napkin or to fold a sheet or so forth. You know, but now when you speak about the Heart programs under this Andrew Holness-led administration, you're speaking about computer training, you're speaking about engineering, you know, I mean, you're speaking about new techniques in computer programs and tiling and plumbing and just different ways. You're speaking about early childhood education as well. And that's what's important. So a lot of these early childhood teachers who are being trained under these new programs under Heart, they're also working in the basic schools. So it's a great community initiative, and I know that this is the government that believes in education, so certainly we would provide assistance to the basic schools nonetheless, and not just the infant departments that fall under the purview of the government directly.
Thank you very much, Member. I also want to get clarity. In my constituency, I do have private high school. It is same. So, whilst we will... So, go ahead, Madam.
I will refer back to our manual where that is concerned about private institution and fees, specifically fees, because I know at one point we were looking at if it's a special needs school. Members?
Member Terry Long.
Oh no, member was just saying that road across for
Go ahead, Madam Rochester.
I was just saying that I will have to refer to the manual about fees, private institution and fees, because I do believe there's a clause that specifically states if it is special needs, whether gifted or talented or otherwise, we can pay fees for that. If it is otherwise, I'm not sure. But I will refer back and get back to the committee with that, and I'll quote the section at our next meeting.
Thank you very much for that, Madam. We look forward to that research and presentation at the next meeting, because we are a little bit not understanding with where we are on that. So we do accept.
What we can do according to fees and what we can pay.
Well, you know, Mr. Chairman.
It won't hurt us if you bring to us clarity and allow John public to hear for themselves. Because sometimes in their mind, it is something else. Member Terlang.
Just to indicate, as we're on the topic of fees, and, you know, again, just to thank the CDF team, and as well as the team at the Ministry of Education, when we speak about assisting constituents with paying fees, you know, the tuition program, for the first time, we had a government program where each member of parliament was granted $3 million to assist tertiary students within the constituency. And it falls squarely within the government program that as a government, we wish to see 1 degree per household in Jamaica. You know, and as a start, speaking for myself and my colleagues, within the constituency of East Central St. Catherine, we were able to get 46 students, tertiary students, onto that program. And I mean, and we had an award ceremony for them at the Cedar Grove Academy last week, Thursday. And when I tell you the feedback and the response from the youth in Jamaica, that they have a government that cares about education, they have a government that is willing to assist them to pay for their tertiary fees, they have a government that believes in at least 1 degree per household. And it sets a phenomenal path in investing in our young people, in investing in the future, and investing in the growth and development of Jamaica. And so I want to just thank the CDF and thank the Ministry of Education and thank our most honorable Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, for the vision of seeing through a program such as this.
You know, I too want to add my voice to the situation as a member of parliament who has the representational task of representing an inner city constituency, wherein which you find that you have very bright students, but the finance is not there. It was a welcoming project this time around, and so we say thank you to the members of the committee who lobbied the government, the Ministry of Education, for something of that nature. We say thank you to you, madams, and also to the team at the ministry, notwithstanding the government of Jamaica, who saw it fit to find the money so that an additional $3 million could be found for all 63 constituencies, in which we were able to assist even more of those persons who want to become doctors and lawyers, accountant and engineer, but don't have the financial backing. And so we once again, we laud the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, for his vision, as you rightly say, member.
You know, Mr. Chairman, you mentioned something that's so critical. You said that the government was able to find the money. And Mr. Chairman, it speaks to the important economic development policies that this government has put in place. You know, I say to constituents all the time that, you know, back in 2012, Jamaica's economy was said to be on a path of destruction. And over the last few years, we have seen such tremendous economic growth since 2012. And it's very, very important, Mr. Chair, because what ordinary Jamaicans need to understand is that previously, for every $100 that Jamaica would earn, whether from tourism or bauxite, agriculture, and so forth, for every $100 that Jamaica earned, we owed $144. Now, for every $100 that Jamaica earns, we only owe $72. So it is that surplus now, it is the extra money that we save that we are now able to find $3 million extra per each member of parliament to put towards a program such as this, an education program for tertiary students. It is that extra surplus now, that surplus that we can now fix more roads, fix up more schools, fix up more police stations. It is that kind of surplus that we can pay the doctors and pay the nurses more. When last year said doctors going on strike or nurses going on strike, it hasn't happened because as the economy grows, we're able to provide for more Jamaicans. So enough things are going on, Mr. Chairman. You're correct, enough things are going on.
Member Robinson, I know you're just burning to add your voice to all the good things that are happening where finance is concerned, knowing very well that you are the spokesman on finance. I know, I can see the smile on your face. Go ahead. And you're one of the 63 now. You're one of the 63, so I know your $3 million were well spent.
I noticed since Sunday, the member from East Central, St. Catherine, has been more agitated in his campaign. So I know things are coming. Anyway, I have two questions for the CDF director. First, we had all been asked to sign a letter to the Minister of Finance in relation to the state of the project officers at the CDF office. I wanted to find out if there's been a response. And secondly, how many project officers do you have currently to serve the 63 members of parliament?
Madam? Okay. Give her a minute just to tabulate. In the same breath, Member Davis, you wish to speak?
Just want to pick up from where Member Tertiary was, put a full stop. No, there's no pressure. Come on, But sometimes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, and I'm speaking on behalf of all 63 members of parliament. Because collectively, towards education, we have probably spent collectively over $600 million to assist our constituents right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Yes. And for that, Mr. Chairman, in my opinion, we might not have reporting the things that we are doing as a member of parliament through the CDF and through the other assistance that we are getting from the other various agencies of government. But in fairness, I know that members of parliament, whether this side or on the other side, we are all committed in making sure that our constituents are assisted as best as possible as it relates to their education. And for that, this is something that I have absolutely no doubt that we are all in unison when it comes to this $3 million that we have all gotten. And I'm sure that most of us has allocated between $5, $6, $7, $8 million from our CDF towards education. So it is a big deal, very, very big deal, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam?
As it stands now in the CDF, we have currently 7 project officers with 1 onboarding. That will be about 8 in total. As it relates to the letter, I've been hearing of the letter, I've seen contents of the letter, but to say that I've heard anything from the Ministry of Finance or even a response to the letter, I don't know. May I ask, you know, if the letter was sent off? It was sent off, but a response has not been received.
So are you saying that that number is sufficient?
Not in any way, shape, or form, but that is why the letter was sent, to deal with the low count or head count of project officers per constituency one and the remuneration based on the volume of work that each project officer has to do.
Well, we from the directorate side of the situation want to lend our voice, because we do understand that where it's at now, where remuneration is concerned, it is woefully underpaid. And so we want to make sure that both sides of the house, Mr. Robinson, share the view. Yes, I know. I just wanted to get your attention in the meat of the matter. So we are saying that we are in support of the letter being sent to the ministry. And yes, the number of project officers are also under the situation, and therefore we ask that it is hastily be addressed so that we can get to the point of serving the people of Jamaica the best way that we know we can. Member? Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I remember some months ago, we had a discussion about our CDF personnel who's assigned to us as it relates to their remuneration. Mr. Chairman, I think at that meeting we all agreed that that cost should not be taken from our $20 million CDF funds. Because, Mr. Chairman, we have constituencies of varying size. And for example, I can speak about my own constituency. I mean, to get from one end, you can travel as much as 35, 40 miles. And when I asked my CDF officer to go and visit to make sure that, you know, we are honoring all the necessary due diligence, it is a burden sometimes on them to put gas in their car.
For those who have car.
Well, for those who have car. But I think, Mr. Chairman, if it's even the first step, we should not be paying our CDF officers assigned to members of parliament from the $20 million. Because if we are to honestly look at the $20 million, you know, it is becoming smaller and smaller in terms of its real value. So, Mr. Chairman, we need for that to be taken care of.
I do agree with you. Sorry. Go ahead, Member Robinson.
Yeah, I fully support the point made by Member Davis. What I was going to ask the CDF director, I mean, the officer who was assigned to me recently resigned, and I know a new officer has been assigned. But what I fear is that once an officer gets settled, understands the level and the scope of the work that he or she has to do, understand that him want to have 10 or 11 constituencies, them not going to stay. They are not going to stay. And frankly, I think you're going to end up with a high turnover because it is a lot of work for one CDF officer. And I'm talking about, I'm in the corporate area. Now imagine when the same CDF officer have to cover 11 rural constituencies. It's an impossible task. And the person going, once them get settled, them are going to leave the work. And that is the problem that the director is having.
That is so true. Retention of officers, so you will find that you're being introduced more often than not to new persons, because once they get settled, and not only settled based on the work, but based on the experience that the CDF have to offer them, because we do road infrastructure, we do housing, we do social projects, we do a varying amount of projects, and they get that experience, they leave for better paying jobs.
Let us welcome Member Daly. We are at our wit's end, as you do understand that we have to give the Marshal and his team time to prepare for the sitting of the House. We just want to say, Madam, we want to know where you get that water that you use each morning, because you're looking younger and younger each day. But we'll give you 2 minutes, Madam.
And I know you, Chairman, and I'm happy to see you back in the chair. And just to apologize, I did not know until I was on my way when I looked at my email with all of what was happening over the weekend. I didn't get to.
That has affected them.
So I realized, and I said, don't care what happened, I will have to try my best to reach here. But just to add, Chairman, that I do not know what was the outcome in terms of the proposal that was made. If nothing was done, I am hoping that they realize.
Which one of the proposals?
In terms of making sure we raise the pay and all for the staff that we have now and those that we intend to get.
So just for your information, we did give support this morning once again, all of us, and I suspect that all 63 are of the same thinking that yes, one, it has to, the payment, the remuneration has to be increased, because it is turning away, as it is now, it is turning away persons who are qualified for that position. Two, also that we are asking that the numbers of officers be increased, because when you take Western Jamaica and you have one officer who has to do more than one parishes, it is really crazy.
Inadequate.
And so
woefully.
our voices are this morning being in support of the letter sent to the Ministry of Finance, and we are hoping that within quick succession that it will be addressed in the favor of the letter that has been written. Thank you.
I'll say no more than Chairman. Thanks.
We are now at the point of date of next meeting. Can we make a decision? Can we come to a consensus as to the date of next meeting? Are there any proposal? Knowing very well that we are cramped for time and space. October? Okay, the suggestion from the CDF personnel, the suggestion is October 8th. Is that okay with all of us, members? So it be, October 8th is going to be the next sitting of the committee for the CDF. Any other business? If there's no other business, we now go straight to the adjournment of this meeting. Moved by Member Terlong, seconded by Member Crawford. Meeting stands adjourned.